This is Lake Mead, hot 2022. Believe it or not, this is the fishing pier, okay? This is where you'd come. You'd cast your line over the side, like the professional angler that you are. Pop it right over the side, pull up a nice, tasty tilapia. If you're good at baiting your line, if you're a master baiter, you could pull up lots of nice, tasty fish from this fishing pier. Well, you could have 5 years ago anyway. Today you're going to be picking up snakes and scorpions because this is Lake Mead 2022. The water's far away and you're not pulling up any fish today. Bloody hell. So how low is Lake Mead? Here's your fishing pole holder. Hot. Ow, everything burns your hand out here in the Nevada desert. You touch anything, a rock, metal, plastic, anything will burn you. But yeah, Lake Mead is low. There it is on the horizon. This fishing pier used to be floating, obviously. The road that way, it's paved way up. When they first put in the road, you could have driven down. Now you go on sand for a long while. The lake is down, I think, what, 150 or so feet? We're close to, what do they call it? Inactive pool, when the generator can no longer make power. We're close to deadpool, possibly. Is deadpool a real thing? We'll talk about that a little later. But for now, this is Lake Mead 2022. This fishing pier still anchored to the ground. There's your line. I don't think it's going to blow away, mates. I don't think it's going to blow away. Bloody hell. I must say, despite the fact that there's a lot less water down here, there seems to be a lot of people though. Or perhaps it's just that they all got jammed into this small area, you know? So if you look this way, you see the white barriers going up that way. The water level used to go almost to the top where the paved road is. So all of these boats and this like marina pier thing used to have 3 or 4 times as much space to operate in. So I think now they're kind of jammed. And here we got a bottle. Okay. Is there a note in the bottle? There is not. There we go. No communiques from the past, okay? Kind of smells like the sea, actually. You know, when you're down on Lake Mead, even though it's as low as it's ever been, you realize this is some super uninhabitable, like, desert. The fact that they put a lake here at all is kind of amazing. I mean, it's almost like we're on the face of the moon. Wow. Okay, so the question remains, is this a catastrophe? Whoa, okay. That's really hot on my butt, okay. Okay, the question remains, is this, the water levels at Lake Mead, is this a crisis or not? What is going on exactly? So, insofar as the capacity of Lake Mead, the Hoover Dam, Lake Powell, Glen Canyon Dam, the whole Colorado River water control system, insofar as the capacity of all that has been exceeded, it is a crisis. There are more people here now, more draw from the system than they ever anticipated when they designed it, basically 100 years ago. They penned all this out 100 years ago, how they were going to control the Colorado to bring people to the desert here in Nevada, Arizona, California. They penned it all out 100 years ago. However, I don't think they could have anticipated that the population of Las Vegas would have gone from 8,000 in 1930 to 2.7 million today. I don't think they saw that coming. I don't think they could have anticipated that the population of California would have gone from about 5 million in 1930 to 40 million today. So they just didn't see that kind of growth coming, and the drain on the system is too high. So from that aspect, it is kind of a crisis, the levels. However, it's not a crisis insofar as most of the water is being wasted. So the majority of what goes out of the lake that way goes to agriculture. And I know we need to eat apples, we need some nice asparagus, we gotta eat all that stuff. But a lot of it goes to alfalfa, very thirsty. And all that alfalfa gets taken out of the country, gets exported to China, the Middle East. It's not very beneficial to us. It's a waste. It's a huge waste. So if the state decided to do something before we get to super crisis level, they could simply say 5% less water for ag. And we would have a surplus in Hoover Dam and Glen Canyon, Lake Powell. There'd be surplus for all of those, but just a 5% reduction. Whether they do it or not, who knows? That remains to be seen. So there's been a lot of talk about deadpool. Deadpool, that scary number. We're not talking about Ryan Reynolds. We're talking about that 975 foot level where the water goes below the outtake, so it can't flow through the dam and down into the river. However, for all practical purposes, we're never going to get to deadpool because 1 billion gallons of water goes through every day, goes through there down the Colorado into those thirsty alfalfa fields about 200 miles away. If the water level ever got below the outtake, it would just fill up until it got to the outtake. It's like having a bathtub where the drain is open and the spigot's open at the same time. If you close the drain, the water level rises. So unless the amount of water going into the lake decreases by 1 billion gallons a day, probably won't happen, we're never going to get to deadpool level there. So I wouldn't worry about that. For now though, I'm too hot, so I'm dying. Crikey, it's bloody hot out here, mate. Okay, so even a movie or even a vid about Lake Mead wouldn't be complete without a dingo deal. I bring you I bring you a dingo deal in every vid, no matter what we talk about. I could be doing a talk about toxic waste or something, and I'd slip a dingo deal in there. So on your way to Hoover Dam or Lake Mead to see how low the water is, be sure to stop at the Hoover Dam Lodge. Okay, you see it? And they got a nice cold bevy for the price of, what's the price of that bevy, Mum? $0. I'm not talking frugal, I'm talking $0. You come right in the side door, okay.
Oh, it's nice and cool.
My God, it's hot, okay.
It's 115 out there.
It's 115 bloody degrees. You come right in the side door, okay. And there you got free Coke and Diet Coke.
Although this stuff is really bad for you.
Okay, you usually have both kinds of Coke.
But they're out of one.
But they're out of one, okay. So you get your Diet Coke for the price of on the house. You know, I've been wanting to do a vid on this place for so long, but it's far away from Vegas.
Also, it's been closed because of the corona.
It's been closed. And quite frankly, I think when they put in the Hoover Dam bypass, they probably lost a lot of their business. So come on in. I think they need a couple of your dollaroos.
They're a nice casino. It's nice and quiet. Very nice vibe.
Very nice. They got some mining stuff. They got the slots, you know, you want them, pokies.
And they got the 1920. Those lights out there are really attractive.
Yeah, the lights are nice. So come on in, get your free bevy on the way to see the empty lake.